Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody had a good trading session. Let's talk about the market. So big, crazy, wild week to start the year. And we entered the day four kind of saying, well, what's next? And even though our game plan going into this trading session, or actually our bias going to this trading session was bullish, we also knew deep in the world of technical analysis that today for the bulls to really cement at least short-term buying pressure, and we'll talk about that in a second, we really needed to kind of get the sellers to get comfortable. Okay, we talked about that on the weekend update, and basically what we were looking for today was anything of an inside day or better. And basically what an inside day means is the market wouldn't take out the highs, wouldn't take out prior day's lows. It would just be right in the middle on a lot less volume. Now, the only thing better than an inside day, if you are bullish, is, well, a day that is either up a little bit, up a lot, or down a little bit, right? That was the easiest transition to see how and kind of gauge the temperature, how aggressive or passive sellers were. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, you really have to give your hat tip to the bulls. I mean, did very well today. The scoreboard really didn't show how aggressive some of these continuation moves were. Although the Dow was up 100, which was great. I mean, you know, topping off on an 750, 800 point move on Friday's session, but at one point we were up like 250 points. Very strong session. And you can just see over and over again kind of the same things that were going on Friday. The only difference were we started seeing very good bounce potentials on rising moving averages. And again, unfortunately, what you guys don't see on the private Twitter feed and in the stock twits room are these bounce plays we have. Again, what we do in the live Twitter feed, for example, and the stock twits feed are only pivots, are all clean pivots. What we do, and we started to do this more regularly, and we've been incorporating this now, you know, pretty much on a regular basis, are these bounce plays off rising support, or these sell plays off of supply, and it's been actually working pretty well, as you guys have seen in the live webinar. So you had some good value today. I mean, really good value. And what, you know, we say this all the time, the indexes mean nothing. There was tremendous amount of value today, only up 100 points or, you know, up 150, 200 points the whole day, compared to the 750, 800 point kind of this methodical, slow movement. And I thought that from the macro point of view, not only did the bulls do a very good job, but it really, once again, frustrated a lot of early shorts. And that was a very important part. And again, they could have easily taken profits today, and Dow would have been down 100, 200 points, and that would have still been great, right? It would have still been great. It would have been called a digestion day. But again, the market not only did it not give anything back, which basically said the sellers are very comfortable at these levels, but the bulls started adding. So here's kind of where we are technically, just strictly from the point of technical analysis. Again, all this is still a bear market rally, okay? And again, somebody's going to turn around. Do not get tricked, okay? Do not get tricked. This rally happened from the bottom to the top, rejected, from the bottom to the top, rejected, to the bottom, right? This is where technically it can go. So for all you guys who've never traded in a bear market, you could have very aggressive intervals on the bull side, okay? And that's what we're seeing here until, again, we've been saying this video on top of video on top of video, until we get above the 176 level, this is all deemed to be a bear market. But again, you can be really bullish in a bear market, and that's kind of where we are right now. And this is the first close oversupply, right? First close oversupply. We talked about this 157 level last on the weekend update. We talked about it at pre-market. And once the bulls reclaim that 157 level, there it goes. And again, if you believe the theory that stocks trade from supply to supply and demand to demand, you can see the clear path to the goal line. So I think anytime you see weakness in this market, keep this in mind, that stocks do trade from supply to supply. So if you believe that, then you can see a very high, at least probability can't say high, but at least a good shot probability that we will, at least test this supply zone just like we did up here, just like we did up here. And we can get a nice move here in the next couple of weeks to this 162 area, or hell, the way this market's trading, you can get this $4 move on the Qs in one day and, again, retest very, very key levels. So I think today was a lot of good value. I think we had something for everybody. We had good pivots, okay? We had good supply rejections. We had pretty good demand zone buys, and I personally missed 2 demand zone buys. I'll show you guys in a second. I know some of you guys caught this trade, but this day could have been really, really good. But good solid day. Nothing wrong with the day. So let's talk about it again. Again, you don't want to overly dissect things. Again, you want to have an opinion. That's what we have. We want to have a bias. That's what we have, and you want to see a collection of data technically where it could go to. Again, you don't need to overcrowd a very, very simplistic view sometimes. Again, think about the eyeball test. Let them guide you. And again, technical analysis, you can see with your eyeballs where the next move should be. So pretty solid day. I mean, pretty solid day in the room. You kind of see all these pivots here. This one went pre-market. I don't think anybody, at least nobody in the live room told us. But here was the pivot here. And unfortunately, this thing just collapsed pre-market. PCG, which, again, the rumors are they're going to claim bankruptcy, whatever the case may be. So here was kind of the pivot we talked about pre-market. And even though at least personally, I don't know anybody who traded, and maybe some of you guys on the live feed, but 21 was the top of the range here. 1925 was the bottom of the range here. And this thing broke pre-market and just destroyed. I mean, all the way down to like 17 and change. If you guys got it, I unfortunately did not trade this thing, but if you guys got it, great job. Here was a good one. I caught in the video pretty well. We talked about this. These are all pre-market pivots. NVIDIA, 137.80, 138. Again, I've been taking the second entries on these things. Really, really good moves on the second entries. So here's the first move in NVIDIA right here. Here's the 138 level. Here's the first move in NVIDIA. It went up about, I would say it went up about a little less than $1, right? Went up a little less than $1. Retraced, then I started buying it up above that 139 level, and the stock went right to supply. Again, you can never turn around and say, well, the stock's going to go higher again until it retests the first supply zone. And nice move. I mean, really, really strong move into supply. Congratulations for you guys who caught the trade. Google, I still like this Google trade for tomorrow. It never pivoted. I like this Google setup. If you can see Google, here is the 1082 level. I still like this thing. The more this Bollinger Band comes in, if it can reclaim this like 1084 level, I think the stock goes higher. So that one never confirmed. Square, Square went. I didn't personally trade this one. I'm not really big into these $60 stocks, but Square, here's the $60 move. Went up, down, up, down, up, down, and finally went to like the 6130 level. Good job for you guys who took this. Facebook was a late day runner. We talked about this pre-market. Facebook needs to reclaim 168. You can see this move here. It went 168, it went 138 to 139. Tesla was big as well. I made some money on Tesla. I really minimized it. It was trading so thin, but I made some money on it. Here was the big move there on Tesla. So here's the 24, right? Here's the 24. Here's the 2 candles right here. The sneaky pivots, guys. We're not talking about the 337. Here's the sneaky pivots. It ran above 324. Really, really exploded. I know a lot of you guys did incredibly well in the room via options or equity. I thought it was going to stop at 330. Yeah, it stopped there for like 35 seconds, and then it went up another $6. But again, listen, 24 to 30, nothing wrong with that. Good job for those who took that as well. Boeing again, rejected twice, 328 level. We can see that on the 60-minute supply. Right here, 60-minute level on the supply zone, and did again put up about a $2 candle there as well. And here's where we started. Trading a lot of stocks off supply and demand. Let me give you guys an opinion. So just to give you an example. So Netflix, we bought the dip right over, where the hell is the dip? Right over here, this 313 level. It reclaimed 13, and unfortunately, the only reason why the stock didn't work really, really strong in the beginning, like I bought it, went up about like 85 cents off this rising support, is this was when you started seeing the futures go from down up 250 to down 200 to be down 150. So again, Netflix is not going to hold up like a champion by itself. So it only ran up like 70, 80 cents. I sold some, and then I got stopped out break even on the balance. But again, that was fine. It was absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with the trade. And you started seeing some really good rejection trades. This was right before lunch. I know a lot of you guys caught the supply zone rejection. This is a perfect rejection here. We talked about this 143.90s level. And again, it went to 143.90s, got rejected, went down pretty nicely. It never retested back that level. Really had a nice move all the way down to the 42 level. Really nice move there as well. What other rejections do we have? Great. And by the way, kudos to Andrew. He trades Amazon really, really well. Sells it at supply, buys it in demand. The guy's been taking like $20 a day on these things just by really buying it on demand and selling supply. Here's the three trades I missed. I was bidding, I think 1589 right here. Okay, excuse me, right here. I was bidding 1589 on Amazon, and it traded 1590. That was the low, and it ran up 30. I know a lot of you guys caught this trade. I missed it. But the worst one today, talk about missing. I was bidding right over here, 139 on Alibaba on this rising support, okay? It traded 139.01. 139.01. And oh, by the way, if I screwed up the trade, I would have made 2 points on it. So that one hurt as well. At least for me, I didn't catch those trades. Google, a nice little spike for you guys who bought it into support. It was about a $7 move. Good job there. So ultimately, I think there's a lot of some pretty good stuff. I mean, some pretty good stuff. There was definitely something there for everybody. But the most important part is, guys, there was value. Okay, and that's the name of the game. It's not about an index being up 500 points or being down 500 points. And I say this every single day. It's validating your ability to assess risk. That's it. If you can justify the risk and justify the reward, that's the trade. If you can't justify it, but you see the scoreboard flashing, then who cares? It's not about how many points the Dow moves up. It's about how much value you can grab and identify and how much risk you're willing to remove from your day-to-day trading. So overall, pretty good session. Again, going into tomorrow, guys, again, we're looking for value. I believe the Qs need to reclaim 159, right? And again, we had this pivot on the Qs as well. Again, everything, the funny thing is, I always get this question, not always, but I get these random questions. Is everything that we talk about Twitter on the private feed, or do we pick and choose? I mean, you guys know this at home. This is all we had. I mean, this is all we had. There's nothing, there's nothing else there. What you guys see, the only things that you guys don't see on the private feed is the bounce plays that we have in the live webinar. But this is what it is, man. This is what's great about these pivots. Again, there's no editing. Nobody's trying to trick you. This is a great process. It's all about removing emotions. It's all about removing FOMO. Okay, there's only 6 candles of the day, and the most important part is you're trading the names that you feel very, very comfortable. So going into tomorrow's session, again, this 1029 level, excuse me, not 1029, on the Qs, this 159 level, the Qs really need to reclaim the 159 area. If they do, again, there's a measured potential to this 162 and change level on the Qs for the perceivable futures. For all your option players, if you get a dip in the morning, you might want to take a shot at some out of the money calls. So keep an eye on that. I still like Google. Okay, I like the way it rested. 2 days in a row building over support, which is very, very important. I think if Google starts reclaiming 1084, 1085, you can get a move to like 1095, maybe even 1107. So keep an eye on that. Roku, very, very strong session. If it can reclaim $43, there's a measured potential of 46, especially in this market. They usually do like those second-day runners. Keep an eye on that. I like JD. If you look at the option flow report, you'll notice some good JD call buying. I think if JD reclaims 23, it should go. Again, what's your risk in the trade? Stock closed at 22.76. You're buying it through 23. What are you risking? 24 cents in the trade. It's a free trade. NVIDIA looks great. I traded NVIDIA pretty well today. NVIDIA looks really, really good. First close oversupply. If it can reclaim right over here, if it can reclaim this 45 level, this Bollinger Band will stretch out. So this should be at least a good cash flow potential there. Tesla, I think, has one more push. Okay, I think Tesla has one more push. 39.50 is the 60-minute supply, and 39.50 is the 50-day moving average. So if you're looking for a trade on Tesla, we're looking to just for a scalp trade, looking to buy it through 37, sell it somewhere around between the 39 and 39.5 area. APHA, for all you small cap lovers, this is a Citron research piece. If this thing can reclaim 660, you could get a nice run. Keep an eye on that. And the last one, look at Blue. It's a biotech name. It's a little bit thin, but first close over the 50-day moving average. If it can reclaim 115, you could get a second push on biotech. So guys, good job everybody. For all you guys who are on the live feed, both StockTwits and Twitter, if you guys want to check out the live webinar to see all these bounce plays, etc. Again, we post strictly the pivots on these feeds. The live feed is all about trader development. It's really good. I mean, it's really, really good. And the most important part is it's there to show you how to be a professional trader. Guys, God bless everybody. Have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.